16th.
Until we get where?
I don't know if it would be better to dive with it.
Let me see if I can get that on.
Well, it stretches when it's wet.
Huh?
It stretches when it's
Dip
wet.
it in the water first.
Oh, do you?
No.
It's been so long since he's dove, you don't have.
What?
I think you want it dry.
Yeah, I think so too.
Just remember to hold your breath.
But it won't stay
That's why they
dry.
call it a wetsuit. It gets wet inside and
Yeah, it leaks.
That's not a dry suit.
Alright. Is your watch waterproof, Ben?
No. Oh.
Did you guys
72 degrees year round.
contact Jim?
I called him, but I don't know if it's
Alright guys, so my name is Mariah. I am going to be your captain today. I am also going to be in the water with you. Couple boat safety features we have to go over before we get too far up the river here. So this is a Coast Guard certified vessel. I am a Coast Guard certified captain. Sean is going to be with us as well. He is a Coast Guard captain as well. So, couple things about our boat safety. All of my life jackets are in the overhead bins above your heads in case anybody needs them. I have 2 fire extinguishers aboard the boat, one on either side of me back here. I got my throw ring off to my left-hand side. First aid kit is right below the helm. I do have a marine band radio on board the boat as well. However, Coast Guard does not come up on these waterways here. So in the unlikely event that something were to happen to me and you guys need assistance, any cell phone would work. Just dial 911, let them know you are on Rainbow River. They will come up and assist you. A couple areas that are off limits today. Anywhere behind the helm right here, I do need to keep free and clear in case I need to maneuver the boat in a hurry. And the front of the boat, that is called the bow where we first came on, that is off limits while we are in motion. Any questions about boat safety? No, pretty straightforward. Alright guys, so before we get too far upstream here, anything that you guys want to keep dry today, I highly, highly recommend putting them up with the life jackets above your heads or on the wooden benches behind you. Anything that is on the floor or on the metal bench, as soon as our snorkelers get out of the water, is going to get wet. So you guys can take care of that right now if you need to.
How are you going to get it up there?
It goes in the right there.
Alright, well everybody, welcome to the beautiful, beautiful, lovely, gorgeous, crystal clear Rainbow River. This river has over 3 dozen springs that are feeding into it from the Florida aquifer, so it's technically not even a river, but we like to call it that anyways because there is about a 1-knot current on it. It is flowing that way, so we are actually taking you upstream right now. It is going to flow down that way and empty out into the Withlacoochee River, which eventually will empty out into the Gulf of Mexico. So, on a good day here in Rainbow River, we have over 200 feet of visibility, which is absolutely astonishing for anybody who dives or snorkels or anything. It's absolutely gorgeous up here. As we are going upstream, I'm going to be pointing out several awesome, cool features along the way. I am going to be in the water with the snorkelers, so we are going to be tying 2 of our boats together, and Sean is going to be staying with the boat and guiding the boat downriver with us. So, in case any of my snorkelers are in the water and decide that they want to get out before we reach the pickup point, Sean will be able to help you get out and back onto the right boat.
I may not stay the whole time. If it gets too cold.
They're northerners.
It's a very
they're northerners.
popular place on the weekends. As you
I
guys
used to
can
be a
tell.
northerner.
So because this river system is so popular and there are so many people, I am in the water with you. I'm going to have a dive flag with me for all my snorkelers. That means I am going to be in the front of everybody. Nobody pass me in my dive flag for safety reasons. And we all have to stay on the same side of the river when we're in the water. We can't be spread out over the whole thing, so we always have to be able to let boats come up and down between us and pass by it. our pickup point. So when we get down to this spot, we're going to be anchored off right here, and this is where we're going to be getting back on the boat. For everybody getting in the water, make sure when you climb up the ladder to get back on the boat, you take your fins off. Don't attempt to climb the ladder with your fins on. I don't want anybody face planting.
Not easy to do that anyway.
So if you guys can look off over to our side here, do you guys see the big circular area, which is a little bit darker or lighter blue, right over here on our left? That is actually an entrance to a cavern. It's sitting right at about 10 to 12 feet of water. So if you guys are good free divers and can hold your breath and equalize your ears good, you can dive down there and kind of poke your head in there and check it out. Really, really awesome.
Not gonna do it.
That, when we get there, that's our last awesome thing to see before we get back on the boat. Right there is our little cavern. As we're going up, as we're drifting down Rainbow River, guys, we're going to see 3 different types of bottoms. One type of bottom is the limestone, or the rock, which you'll see all along here, especially over here in the cavern area. We also have the grassy bottoms. If you look off to either side, you can see it right now. This is eelgrass or tape grass. This is actually one of the filtration systems for Rainbow River. So as all the dirt and sediment gets kicked up further upstream and it drifts down, all this tape grass is collecting all of that sand and dirt and sediment. So as you guys are floating over it, you'll see that it looks kind of brown. Just do your absolute best not to stand in it, not to kick it, not to stir it up, because if you guys stir it up, you're going to put all of that stuff that's been collecting back into the water.
Okay.
So just make sure, we're going to float over it several times. Don't skip over it. There's awesome fish and turtles that like to hang out in there. So make sure that you guys are looking. Just don't step in it and get your fins caught up in it. And then our third bottom that we're going to see is the sandy bottom, which isn't very impressive if you're at the beach. But if you're here on Rainbow River, it's actually really cool, which is what we are over right now. Right here in this little section here, we have a lot of sand boils. So sand boils are just another type of spring that is feeding into this system. It's a very, very weak spring. It kind of looks like a pot of water on your stove boiling. So you'll see the sand just churning, churning, churning. That is an awesome, awesome place to look for fossils, guys. So all up and down Rainbow River, it's awesome, awesome fossil hunting. When I say fossil hunting, you can find bits of sand dollar, sea biscuits. We found shark's teeth, fossilized shark's teeth from millions of years ago when all this was under the ocean. And we found a lot of Indian artifacts too. So keep your eye out as you're going along. You're going to be able to find them over this entire river system. Fossil collecting goes like this. Everybody on the river is allowed to keep 1 fossil per person per day. Only catch is it has to be the length of your pinky or smaller. So, good rule of thumb, if it doesn't fit when you hold it up this way, if you flip this way, it's probably going to work. So as you're going along, if anybody has wetsuits, the best place to keep your fossil is just tucked in the sleeve of your wetsuit. If you don't have your wetsuit, you'll have to either get creative, put it in a shoe or fin or something, or make sure you hold on to it tight. Yep.
How much do these fossils go for if you're trying to sell them?
I've never sold any. I just think they're awesome. Alright, next key point of interest. This section that we're floating over right here is called Garfish Hole. So, I bet you guys can all guess why we call this Garfish Hole.
This is garfish.
Lots of garfish. Yep, if we are to see a garfish on this river today, most likely it is going to be right here in this bowl section. So these garfish are the really, really long fish with the long skinny noses. You'll see kind of leopard spots on their side. They think that they are awesome, awesome, awesome at camouflage and hiding out in the grass. I personally think they're pretty easy to see when you're looking down on them. So we may see, we may only see a couple in here. We may not be lucky and we may not see